Video opens with a surreal, slow-motion shot. A figure, seen from behind, stands in a vast, empty ballroom with a checkered floor that stretches to an impossible horizon. Instead of a chandelier, a single, enormous molar hangs from the ceiling, glowing faintly. The sound is a low, ambient hum mixed with the faint, unsettling sound of grinding enamel. Voiceover. There is a particular kind of fear that arrives only in the dark. It is not the fear of monsters under the bed, nor the dread of a shadowy intruder. It is an internal collapse, a silent, structural failure of the self. You feel it as a strange looseness in your mouth. A subtle shift, a horrifying wobble where there should be only solid permanence. Then, one by one, like pearls from a broken string, they begin to fall. Your teeth. Crumbling into dust, falling into your cupped hands, leaving you with the gummy, impotent mouth of an infant. You wake up, heart hammering against your ribs, your tongue frantically taking inventory, relieved to find everything intact. But the dread lingers. This nightmare is not about dentistry. It is the signature dread of a condition I call the jawbone paradox. The crisis that occurs when the very tools of your power, your ability to speak, to assert, to bite back, become the symbols of your deepest vulnerability. Stay with us. For in the next few minutes, we will not simply interpret this dream. We will deconstruct the fear behind it, and I will give you the tools to reclaim the power your psyche is screaming that you have lost. Phase 2. The problem, the scene shifts. We are now in a hyper-realistic, yet strangely sterile office. A clock on the wall has no hands, only a slowly pulsing eye. The figure from before is now sitting at a long, empty boardroom table. Their reflection in the polished wood is distorted, aged, and toothless. Voiceover. You know this feeling, even when you are awake. It haunts the silent moments of your day. You are in a meeting, a brilliant thought taking shape in your mind, a perfect articulation of the solution no one else can see. You draw a breath to speak, but another voice, louder and more confident, cuts across the room. Your moment is gone. You close your mouth, and a familiar, bitter taste fills it. You feel blunted. Ineffective. Later, at dinner with friends, you try to recount a story, something that felt meaningful to you. But the words come out wrong. They are clumsy, heavy things. You see the polite smiles, the glazed-over eyes. No one is truly listening. You feel a profound sense of being misunderstood, of being fundamentally inarticulate. It is as if your own voice is a stranger to you. You feel invisible, a ghost at your own table. These are not isolated incidents. They are tremors, surface-level indicators of a much deeper seismic event happening within you. The dream of losing your teeth is the earthquake itself. It forces you to experience, in the most visceral, embodied way, the fear that underpins these waking moments. The dream is a theater of humiliation. It shows you a version of yourself that cannot speak its truth, that cannot nourish itself, that cannot defend its boundaries. A self stripped of its aggression, its vitality, its very presence in the world. And here is the hidden cost, the insidious consequence of ignoring this nocturnal drama. The dream is not the sickness, it is a symptom. The real sickness is the slow erosion of your power in the waking world. The fear you feel in the dream begins to bleed into your daylight hours. You stop trying to speak up in meetings. You hesitate to share your stories. You begin to preemptively silence yourself, to grind your own ambitions down to a fine powder, because a part of you has already accepted the verdict of the dream. That you are, in some essential way, powerless. You are living the nightmare even after you've woken up. Phase 3. The solution, the scene dissolves. We are in a vast, dimly lit library. The books have no titles. Instead, they have archetypal symbols embossed on their spines. A key, a mask, a serpent, a shadow. The psychoanalyst is now visible, sitting in a large leather chair. He gestures towards a massive, open tome on a nearby lectern. On its pages are anatomical drawings of a human jaw, but intertwined with constellations and alchemical symbols. Voiceover. To understand this message from the deep, we must abandon the literal and learn to speak the native tongue of the psyche, the language of symbols. Your unconscious mind is not a fortune teller. It is not warning you of an upcoming dental appointment. It is a master dramatist, a surrealist painter using the props of your own body to stage a profound psychological play. And the star of this play is the archetype of power itself. The solution is not to find a way to stop the dream. The solution is to understand its central premise. The dream of losing teeth is a radical intervention by your unconscious, designed to shatter a false and brittle identity so that a more authentic and resilient one can emerge. Your psyche is forcing you to confront a terrifying question. Who are you when you can no longer bite? Who are you when your smile, your weapon, your tool of communication, is gone? Let us break this down into its core principles. First, the symbolism of the tooth. We must appreciate the immense symbolic weight of the teeth. In the animal kingdom, they are the primary instruments of survival, for hunting, for defense, for establishing dominance. The baring of teeth is a universal sign of aggression, a line drawn in the sand. For humans, this primal power has been refined, but not lost. Our teeth are foundational to our speech. They give shape and edge to our words. Think of the words we use: biting, sarcasm, chewing on an idea, sinking your teeth into a project, speaking hard truths. A healthy, strong set of teeth symbolizes vitality, youth, confidence, and our capacity for effective action in the world. To lose them, symbolically, is to be castrated of our power. It is to be rendered harmless, voiceless, and obsolete. Second, the brittle facade of the persona. The great psychologist Carl Jung gave us the concept of the persona. The persona is the mask we present to the world. It is our professional title, our social graces, our curated public image. It is a necessary tool for navigating society. The problem arises when we mistake the mask for our actual face. The teeth in your dream are often not your real teeth. They are the teeth of your persona. They are the perfect, gleaming, confident smile you wear at the job interview. They are the sharp, witty retorts you deploy at a party. They are the strong face you put on for your family. When this persona becomes too rigid, too inauthentic, when it demands that you repress your true feelings of anger, sadness, or vulnerability, it becomes brittle. It has no root in your authentic self. The dream is the moment the psychic pressure becomes too much, and this false structure shatters, exposing the soft, vulnerable truth underneath. Third, the eruption of the shadow. And what is this truth underneath? It is your shadow. The shadow is everything you have repressed about yourself in order to maintain the gleaming facade of your persona. It is your weakness, your rage, your fear, your perceived ugliness. You spend your days projecting strength, so your shadow holds your vulnerability. You spend your days being agreeable and polite, so your shadow holds your silent, screaming rage. The dream of losing your teeth is a shadow eruption. It's the repressed part of you, the part that feels weak, unheard, and impotent, hijacking the theater of your mind for one night to show you the truth of its condition. It is saying, look, this is what you have made of me. This gummy, voiceless creature is also you. And by ignoring me, your entire structure is becoming dangerously unstable. To make this simple, imagine your sense of self is a great, ancient tree. Your persona is the beautiful, thick bark that everyone sees and admires. It protects the tree from the elements. But deep in the core, in the unseen heartwood, a sickness has taken hold. This is your repressed shadow, your ignored feelings of powerlessness. The dream of your teeth falling out is like the bark itself suddenly sloughing off the tree, revealing the rot within. The dream is not the rot, it is the revelation of the rot. It is a desperate, painful, but ultimately healing invitation to look within and begin to heal the core of your being. Phase 4. The application, the scene shifts again. We are now in a workshop, filled with strange but beautiful anatomical models and intricate clockwork mechanisms. The psychoanalyst stands before a workbench, handling these symbolic objects with precision. Voiceover. To merely understand the theory is to remain a spectator. The purpose of this work is to become a participant in your own psychology. The dream is a diagnosis. What follows now is the treatment. This is not about dream interpretation in the abstract, it is about psychological integration in practice. I will give you 4 concrete techniques to translate this symbolic nightmare into a waking strategy for reclaiming your authentic power. Step 1. Perform the dream autopsy. The morning after the dream, do not let the memory fade. Do not dismiss it as just a dream. Treat it as a sacred text delivered to you overnight. Take a journal and write down everything you can remember. But do not stop at the plot. I was at a party, and my teeth fell out. That is the surface. You must go deeper. Focus on the feeling. Use precise words. Was it panic? Shame? Horror? Embarrassment? Resignation? A strange sense of relief? The emotion is the golden thread that connects the dream world to your waking life. Then, ask yourself this critical question. Where in my life, in the last 24 to 48 hours, did I feel this exact same emotion? Perhaps the shame you felt in the dream as you tried to hide your mouth is the very same shame you felt when your boss publicly criticized your work. The panic of the crumbling teeth is the panic you felt when you realized you were unprepared for a crucial presentation. This exercise is an act of psychological archaeology. You are connecting the symbol to its source. The dream is no longer a random horror film. It is a direct commentary on a specific, real-world experience. Step 2. Identify your brittle structures. Now that you have linked the dream's emotion to a waking event, you must identify the underlying structure that is failing. Your teeth represented a part of your persona. Your task is to name it. Ask yourself, with radical honesty, what mask was I wearing in that situation? What part of my life feels like a performance? Where am I, gritting my teeth, and just enduring it, rather than living it authentically? This could be the competent employee mask, which forbids you from asking for help. It could be the perfect partner mask, which forbids you from expressing your anger or disappointment. It could be the strong friend mask, which forbids you from admitting you are overwhelmed and need support. Write these down. My competent employee persona is my brittle structure. By naming it, you separate yourself from it. You realize it is not you, but a role you are playing, and a role that is no longer serving you. Step 3. Reclaim your bite incrementally. This is the most crucial step. Reclaiming your power is not about suddenly becoming an aggressive, loud person. That is merely building another, more obnoxious persona. True power is the quiet, confident alignment of your inner state and your outer expression. Your task is to choose one small, manageable act of authentic assertion. It must be related to the situation you identified in step 1. If you felt silenced in a meeting, your act is not to storm into your boss's office and make grand demands. Your act is to go into the next meeting with a single, stated goal of voicing one opinion, or asking one clarifying question, calmly and clearly. The content is less important than the act itself. You are retraining your nervous system. You are rebuilding your psychological teeth, not for vicious attack, but for firm, clear articulation. If you felt unheard by your partner, your act is to find a calm moment and say, I need to feel heard right now. Can I have 5 minutes of your undivided attention? These are small acts, but they are seismic. You are telling your unconscious, I heard you. I am no longer outsourcing my power to a brittle mask. I am beginning to embody it myself. Step 4. Practice the primal word. Our teeth are physically connected to our jaw, our throat, our voice. The persona constricts this entire apparatus. We speak in polite, measured, often higher-pitched tones. We hold tension in our jaw. This exercise is designed to bypass the intellectual and reconnect you with the primal, physical source of your power. Find a place where you can be alone and uninhibited. Your car is perfect for this. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath that fills your entire belly. And now, make a sound. Not a word. A sound. Start with a low hum. Feel the vibration in your chest, in your throat, in your jaw. Let it become a growl. A real, animal growl. Do not judge it. Do not think it is silly. This is the sound of your repressed aggression, your buried, no. Feel the power in it. This is the energy you have been silencing. By giving it a voice, even in private, you are acknowledging it. You are integrating it. You are remembering that before you could speak a single, polite word, you had a voice capable of shaking the walls. This exercise reminds your body, on a cellular level, what authentic power feels like. Phase 5. The proof. The scene transforms into a surreal museum gallery. On the walls hang anatomical charts of the human mouth, but they are drawn by Salvador Dali. Clocks melt over diagrams of molars. In the center of the room is a single, glass case. Inside, a book is open. It is Jung's The Red Book. Voiceover. The skeptical mind may still whisper, "This is mere poetry. A fanciful interpretation." But the proof of this model is not found in faith, but in evidence. Evidence from the deep structures of the human psyche and the hard data of human biology. The first piece of proof is its universality. You are not the only one having this dream. From ancient Rome to modern Tokyo, humans have reported this specific, horrifying nightmare. The great pioneer of the unconscious, Carl Jung, understood that such universal dreams are not personal neuroses. They are archetypal experiences, bubbling up from the collective unconscious, the shared psychic inheritance of all humanity. The fact that this dream is so common is evidence that it speaks to a fundamental, shared human struggle. The conflict between our authentic self and the demands of the social world. It is a rite of passage, written in the symbolic language of the soul. The second piece of proof is found in the very real, physical world of medicine. Look at the explosion of psychosomatic disorders related to the jaw. Temporomandibular joint dysfunction, or TMJ. Bruxism, the chronic, unconscious grinding of teeth, often during sleep. What do clinicians say causes these conditions? Overwhelmingly, the answer is stress, anxiety, and repressed anger. Think about that. When you are powerless during the day, when you are swallowing your anger and gritting your teeth to get through a situation, your body takes over at night. It physically grinds away at your enamel, acting out the aggression your conscious mind and your persona refuse to express. Bruxism is the physical manifestation of the exact same psychic pressure that causes the dream. The dream is simply the psyche's poetry, while bruxism is its brutal prose. Both are telling the exact same story. The logic, therefore, is undeniable. If the dream were a literal prophecy, it would be inconsistent and rare. It is not. It is universal. If the psychological state of powerlessness had no connection to our teeth, conditions like bruxism would not exist. They do. The conclusion is clear. The dream of losing teeth is a precise, symbolic, and deeply intelligent communication from your unconscious. It is a diagnostic tool of stunning accuracy, pointing you directly to the parts of your life where your power is leaking away, where your authenticity is being compromised. The only question is whether you will have the courage to listen to the diagnosis and begin the cure. Phase 6. The call to action. The final scene returns to the surreal ballroom from the beginning. The giant molar hanging from the ceiling now cracks open, and a warm, golden light pours out, illuminating the room. The figure, who is now clearly the psychoanalyst, turns to face the camera. His face is clear, calm, and insightful. Voiceover. The dream is not a curse. It is a map. A map leading you out of the silent prison of your own persona and back to the wild territory of your authentic self. It is a painful gift, but a gift nonetheless. Now, the work continues in the shared space of our inquiry. In the comments below, I do not want you to share the plot of your dream. I want you to share the feeling it left you with upon waking. Use one word if you can. Shame. Panic. Relief. Fear. By charting these emotional signatures, we create a collective map of this shared psychic territory, and we realize we are not alone in this nocturnal theater. If you are ready to stop being a passive spectator in the cinema of your own mind and become its lead actor and director, then I invite you to join our ongoing expedition into the psyche. Subscribe to Ego and Echo. Together, we will learn to read the symbols of our own souls. Finally, we have deconstructed the fear of losing power. It is only logical that our next session must confront the seductive danger of creating a false one. The analysis is not complete until we have examined both sides of the coin. Our exploration of the God complex, why your greatest strength is your most dangerous weakness, is the necessary next step. Click here to continue the session. The unconscious is waiting. The psychoanalyst gives a slight, knowing nod. The camera holds on his eyes for a moment, then slowly pulls back, showing him as a small figure in the vast, now brightly lit ballroom, a master of his own inner landscape. The video fades to black.